All right, guys. Wednesday evening and time to do some firearms training again. So now we are in our set 2. Last week we covered basic principles of deflect, disable, and then disarm. We covered issues of reaction versus decision. And as I said, tonight we are going to go into some testing of the techniques with some pellet guns. Now, a fair warning here is also that when we are testifying something, we have to testify and try out the whole thing, not just how did I get out of the line of fire the first time, but also that how do I maintain out of the line of fire. So that's the key thing when you take this out to practicing, is to train the holistic solution, and the fight is not over until the person is disabled and you have the gun or you just got away. Okay? So first we are doing some recaps with the just a basic thing here. So let's say that you're back towards the camera there. So now the gun is pointing at me. Everybody sees this. And now I have a possibility to deflect either to this side or this side. I can do it with either this hand or this hand. It doesn't matter with the principle. So what is very basic of Krav Maga is to go out from here, going into this motion. This is the basics, what we are doing most of the time. What if I'm sideways? Now, we see techniques like this being done, but the problem is in disabling. I cannot reach her. Somebody else might be able to do that. In a sense, when I'm going from here, thinking that I'm doing this one, I am pointing, now I can reach to her. And this is a key point in any of the technical training. As you see, we are doing it very, very slow, because there is no sense in training things like this. And I am all the way 10 centimeters, 4, 5, 6, 8 inches away from her. And this is what is making me I'm not going to get very perfect with the techniques. I'm getting very permanent on doing things wrong. So that's why the slow motion training, in a sense that I understand all these effects, hey, don't do anything, going to here and doing punching. And now I understand, okay, what is going to be the next step in this? Am I going to go into the gun and start flipping it towards her? Yeah, I might do that. Is it according to our principles? Yes. I could as well start going from here in a sense of doing something like this. I am still very much in the same principles. I might even be just grabbing the hand and doing this. I am still very much in the same principles. The point is that eye and hand coordination is important trick here. I must be able to do this. I must be able to grab the gun and be fast with it. And this is where it usually usually are the biggest problems, because we are doing something like this, and the eye and the hand are not in coordinated motion. Okay? But it is not so important whether you take hold of the wrist or you take hold of the gun. Which one is closer? And closer, I mean, if we are in this close to each other. Now, grabbing from the gun is going to be harder for me than grabbing from the wrist. And still, we are very much in the doing things according to the principles that we use. Deflect, doing this, disable, doing this, and finally disarm. All right? Now, even though the disarming is not the most important thing here, it is vital to understand how do I grab the gun. Let's turn the other way around a bit. So, let's say that I have reached the point. I have deflected. I am inside the barrel line. And I've made enough of disabling. Now as I go and grab the gun, I need to have a good control of the person. And now it's quite easy for me, being quite a lot heavier than Hedy. But if we turn the tables around and let her do first the deflect, it's here. Now it's disabled. And now she needs to hold onto the gun. So she needs to be, even though if I'm going backwards very much, she still needs to have the ability to follow. And the key thing here is that she keeps her body weight going forward. So once we are here, the body weight is coming this way. If, let's say now, she makes a typical exercise mistake, taking the hold of the gun, and now raises up here. There is no body weight anymore. And even though she might have disabled me pretty nicely here, flicked the lights, but the gun is still with me somehow. And this is now a little bit of, no, or not even a little bit, a lot of troubleshooting here. But very simple thing is that she keeps her core intact. She keeps her core with her with this one. She's coming to here, and now she can get hold of the gun. Now the things you do with the weapon, let's turn around again. And now you should see the hand here. Thinking that if I have a hold of the weapon here, and I am going to go and do the disarm. Now, both of these routes are good and feasible. The other one being that I am pressing this down, I am shooting this forward. Now, I am getting very close to the barrel here. That's why the better one is that once I am here, I've made the disabling technique, I bring the hand here, I am pressing down this one. I am on the side, and now I am rolling the gun from behind here. But remember, and I emphasize this is not the way to do the holistic technique. I'm in the wrong place, so don't do it, okay? But when training disarming, whether it's to get hold of the gun or you get hold of the wrist, then we have another disarming going on. But if I got hold of the barrel first, I got to here, I disabled, I moved along. Now, bring the hand here. Hand on the gun is pressing down, moving her hand to be locked a bit. And then the hand here is rolling the barrel towards her. And now I'm getting it out. Now, if she's coming back, I can even hit. And now you see how I'm holding the gun. I am not going to a pistol grip at this point. I'm just doing this. Because every time you have your hand in front of the gun and you do this, you have a very high probability of shooting yourself to the hand. All right? Especially if you are not very experienced in dealing with the handgun, or you don't know the gun that you just grabbed or whatever. All right? Then, So that's the technique to practice when you are grabbing from the barrel here. All right? So twist, push down, release, get out, and now move away. Another one. When I'm taking hold of the wrist, my hand came to here, and now I am disarming. I need to push this forward. You see where I'm located. We are in the same, her feet, her hip on the same level as my front foot. If I am here, that's what's going to happen. So I'm here. Now I've disabled her, I've done this, and now I come inside and grab the gun here. And now I can do just rolling the barrel towards her face. Some do the rolling inside. The problem with this one is that when I start to do this technique, this hand tends to come here. So easier for me to do is to roll it towards her. I can do this easier. The motion is easier, and I am not moving like this. The key thing is that you need to, if you are rotating here, you need to push with the hand and keep it so that it will not come to this way. All right? Let's turn another way around, or being maybe here. You can see a little bit better. See, if I am here and I start rotating, I start doing this. You see where her elbow comes. And this is very easily turned into something like this. The person is just trying to get away, even after a punch or so. But if I am here, and I come to here, and I push it towards her face, it is harder for her to actually pull the hand back. Okay? So those are the things to consider in disarming. And now we're talking about small weapon, small handgun, pistol, or revolver or so. I will put a helmet on when we are talking about two-handed defense, which looks like this. So if you have the weapon in two hands yourself, and people are saying, okay, this doesn't work, or this might be harder to do, which are not entirely so when you try it, but anyway. And then people are saying that, okay, you should do this. Or you should go into something like this. And when we start training with pellet guns, I'm not going to do this without having a helmet on, because I will most probably get shot. So with two-handed technique, the thing is that you see from here, you see her gun about there. And now I'm doing it so that I'm turning the gun there. So thinking of doing a technique like this. And now I need to continue somehow pushing her with my head or something like that. And if we are like this, I can do it. So from here, thinking that I need to move sideways, and now I need to rush in. But never, ever doing this, not moving your head, because you will get shot. All right, the gun is live now. You cannot probably hear me very well. But the thing is that let's go with the two-handed defense first. So head is pointing to my head. Well, you can do it one hand or two hand or so. It doesn't matter. I'm looking at the barrel. And once I move, she will shoot me. Hit to the head here. Now, I will do one-handed defense. Okay? Try again. And that's the point. I will try to make two-handed defense again, But now I want to move my head outside. Again, I got hit here. So the two-handed defense is not something to consider when we are like this. If I am more down, if let's say I'm here, and she's pointing the gun down, now I can survive. But now, what is happening next is important. Okay? Now the next one, I will take hold of her wrist. She knows what I'm doing. I will take hold of her wrist and make a body defense. And as you see, the shot will fly off. But now, what happens next? Again, my question. The thing is that once I've done this, and I'm going in here, now she will put up a fight. She will try to punch me or hit me or something. So I have to keep on moving. I have not yet hit her, at least not very hard. So I have to keep on moving all the time. And then, once we are here, and now I have the gun, now I can stop. All right? Then, if it's on side, doing this, and now I'm thinking that I will try to grab the gun with this hand. Got hit here. So, let's try another one. Did a lot better. Because it's over there. All right? So, the thing is that the principle of closest weapon, closest target. This is not closest. This is. All right? Now, we will reload and then we will get back, okay? Let's use this moment to go to another technique that we will try soon enough. Now, we've covered the head area, all right? What we haven't done yet is actually the shooting from behind, from the back of the head, okay? Once we reload, we will do this. But as you saw from that demonstration first, it is waste of time to try to do things like this. You will most probably get shot. What you need to do is to get the gun out, whether it's going high up, and then thinking that, okay, how will I continue from here? Am I going to take another hand here, which is very close to a long weapon defense we're going to go later on in this series. Or is it going to be going that way? But the closest weapon of mine is this hand. The first way is this. So doing stuff like this will definitely not be worth your while. All right? And then even the deflection of this will work better, but then the gun is still with her and she can move very fast backwards and do harm to you. But I'll just gear up again and then we'll go on. All right? So once I move, you shoot my ear. Okay? Going here. So you need to go with the body defense very, very deep. Now don't shoot yet. If I'm only doing this, it's not deflecting. If I try to grab the gun, which is a very common technique of doing, now be ready to shoot. Again, hit to the head. Now people are saying, yeah, but you didn't go all the way, you didn't go here. Now I'm grabbing the wrist. Now she's pulling it backwards. Now I need to hit. Now I need to control. Okay? So, from the side, deflection of this or deflection of this are all okay. But trying to grab the weapon itself of this is going to be very, very risky. Okay? That might work. So we have an issue with the gun. So now, when we are moving from here, I have a gun pushed against my head. And now, as I need to move from here, the thing is that I need to dive in deep. I need to dive in all the way here. What this hand is doing, come a bit closer here. What this hand is doing at the same time is shooting. Shoot one. Okay, good. Now, so from here, as I start to go like, I am again in a position of disabling. Now, from this angle, I have not done anything to her yet. I have to punch all the way there. I have to move here. Now I can wrestle the gun. Okay? What we see very often done in this exercise is this. That we are here, I'm doing this, and then I'm very happy with this. We are just in the middle of the fight. I need to punch in. I need to go all the way here. And then I can start pounding and doing stuff here. All right? What about when the gun is in the midsection of my body? Now this is going to hurt a bit, meaning if I do a mistake. From here, the thing is that I need to be able to take the gun all the way here. Ready to shoot?
Yep.
And all the way here. Okay? Now, if we stop here, I have not done anything to her yet. Okay? And this is a problem that we have to deal with. So, when we start from here, and especially when we see techniques done here like this, I have to keep on moving because she will be punching me. And she has the gun. So, when we are doing stuff from here, is that I am doing this, I'm doing this. I need to move to here, away from that punch. Now I have already the gun. If we are the other way, this, again the same thing. I need to be able to move to here. What this equipment does is it gives me very realistic things to do. From here, now I get a snip on my stomach because I was not doing it correctly. Now I got it all right. So basically, what you need to be able to understand here is that don't take the training with a plastic weapon lightly. Now she's ready to shoot me again. And now as I'm doing this, I need to be able to continue my attacks as long as it takes for me to actually get the gun. The same thing when the weapon is in your back. And if I start to move from here, That's the way for me to go. And now turn her so that I'm on the side. Now I can keep on pounding with knees, and now I go and grab the gun. Not like this. So that I'm here, and then I'm doing something. Let's put it here. Just that I won't, because I will get shot this time, so let's take it to the muscle there. And especially not like this. Because now what happens, she's pulling backwards, and don't please shoot. But she's shooting me again. Okay? So once I decide to go in and take the gun away from her, I need to be going. And that's where the basic moving skills and using your body becomes highly and the most valuable thing you have. All right? So now when we go back to the practice guns and start to take this as a learning here. What I was doing from the side, I was doing this and getting inside. So what are my hand motions? My hand motion from here, I am doing this and I am moving my head in. The key mistake in this, what we see, is this. And then I want to be here. I only will get my hand shut out, and that's it. And all she needs to actually do to help me is to keep her hand ready to push me to my neck. No, just whichever, or you can even put it in the fist if you want. That's easier for you. No problem. But just to my neck. That's the idea. Because once I start doing stuff, I start to go in, I have to do that. If you keep it there, it's going to be a little bit more problematic situation, because then I have to do this to get to her. But just punch me. Not yet keep it there, but just punch me. Now I'm in. Okay? So, the problem in testifying, as you see in a lot of videos, is that it's not, the first one, of course, it's very important, because if you don't survive that, you will not survive the second one. But it is not going to be over. That's the movie trick of doing stuff like this. I'm not doing it very fast now, but I'm doing it slowly. And take the gun away. I want to take all of those guys to be shot here and see how fast they can do it. And the other person is just getting freaked out, in a sense, not even trying to deliberately shoot you. Because the good thing is that in most of these cases, as we saw in the videos last time, most of these cases, the person with the weapon making the threat is coming too close for him or her to be safe from your defenses. If they decide to stay over there, your solution is to slowly try to get away. Hey, I'm getting away. I just leave this here and create distance. All right? I need to create distance. And that's where technique, which was this, hand and eye coordination, whether it's going to be this and this or whatever technique, just using the principle, comes together with tactics. And tactics means that now I am pre-thinking, hey, what do you want? What do you want? I want to do this. And now if I see her coming very close to me like this, I can lure her in. Now I lured her in. Now I have ability to actually start doing something with the weapon. I did not have that chance at that range. So I started walking backwards and then I stopped. Now I can do something with the gun. And this is, of course, in a case that you didn't have a chance to get away. It's very important to bear in mind that what we are training here is a situation you could not foresee. It's a situation that you were not aware of your surroundings and you got ambushed. And then, well, we all make mistakes. That might happen. Or you are in a grocery store and somebody else comes in with the gun. And you're like, there, okay, am I in danger? Are the other people in danger if I start doing something? And that is tactics. And once we have the technique to do something in a certain situation, we also must have the tactics what to do in that certain situation. Which one comes first? Well, if I have 3 hours to teach you about firearms threats, we will focus on tactics. And then we will focus on our 3D principle, if it comes to that. We will not go into, what about if the gun threat is here? What about if the gun threat is there? We are focusing on tactics because those are the ones who keep you safe. And also, of course, we are very much paying attention to things like awareness, what to look in a person when they are doing something, what makes you think that, hey, maybe I will not go there, there is something odd. And that's general self-defense. All right, so let's start to wrap this up. Key thing, whatever you decide to do in a technical training, is to get all of the elements of that ambush situation. Get that, hey, I am startled. Hey, what do you want? What do you want? And then think that, okay, maybe there's a discussion. I want the money. Okay, I will give it to you. And then I will go into action. And I will not stop before I have the weapon. Never in technical training do things like this. There is nothing right in doing things like this. Because once you need to, just please give me the gun. So once you start to train your eye and hand coordination, you can do it by handing the gun over here, and you can do this type of exercises yourself. We have plenty of these exercises in the Krav Maga coach platform because we want to get good in the motions. We want you to get all the body motions there that you are doing, and you can keep the balance, you can keep on punching. Even something like this, holding the head and doing something like this, these are all exercises for your eye and hand coordination. But when you go to train with a partner, and you have that eye and hand coordination here, so now as we are this close, I will grab the wrist. And I apparently grabbed it very effectively. And then eventually go into training with pellet guns for the holistic solution. And if you are succeeding 100% of the time, you are not training challenging enough. Okay? That's why you wear the helmets. And remember that the helmets will not have holes where you get those pellets in. That's why, like in the helmet we were using today, with the blower high gear helmet, you get the simunition extra part here that will actually put all these holes covered. Because if you go just with the bare helmet, the chances are that you will get the pellets in your mouth over here. And of course, if you want to play it rough, then just wear goggles. That's the playing it rough and get all those zits around your face, and then try to explain those then to people. Yeah, we were playing with guns a bit. But the key thing with training with pellet guns is that, and with any of the training, is that when we are training skill, you will not develop your skills if you succeed 100% of the time. At some level, yeah, your success rate needs to be 80%, so you will get, you stay motivated. This is like with young kids. When they get a little bit better, and then people get a little bit better, they understand the importance of failing in techniques, understand that, okay, now I'm in the limits of my experience, I'm in the limits of my skills. But then if you go below 60, even below 50%, it's going to be very hard mentally to do that training, because you're thinking, okay, why did I not succeed, and so and so and so. Well, that's why in the Krav Maga coach platform you get those movements working for you, and then once you have the technique, the eye and hand coordination ready to do stuff the correct way, your body weight is in the right place, everything is in the right place, then you can take even very, very hard training and very difficult training. Hard, I mean difficult. I do not mean hard now in a sense that all the people want to see hard training. Yeah, but if somebody's really punching you, well, if you're unconscious, you don't have very much problems. But hard training, I mean mentally hard training, because with pellet guns, there is always a chance of you getting hurt a bit, and that's the point. And of course, if you have resources, I mean money, and ability to deal with some sort of simunition weapons that work even better in these circumstances, of course do it. Just don't play with the original and real firearms doing drills that you are in front of the barrel. The drills that we do with actual firearm are the things that when I'm right here, how does it feel to actually hold the gun? And how does it actually feel to hold the gun here once it's going off? And with longer weapons, the other holds and so on. Those are the things that we train and test, but then always to make sure that there is no living soul in front of the barrel. All right, if you have any questions, just you can type them in the chat, or of course you can email us anytime you want if you're looking this as on demand side, or then send question through the platform if you're looking or watching this from there. But the thing is that now with this second session of firearm drills, what we've done here is the thing that why do we train the hand and eye coordination? How do we put the deflect, disable, disarm into a good use? And then how do you actually train with pellet guns safely? Next week, we are going to go into the situations where the person has a longer weapon. So now we are talking maybe a shotgun, maybe a rifle. Mostly all the practice guns come somehow in the form of an assault rifle, but it's still long. It still has a trigger, it still has a slide and handle and the barrel. So not to be too much distracted by that. And then it becomes very important to understand the problems and challenges in actually both disarming and even in disabling the person. And countries like Finland, we have a lot of hunting weapons over here, and all over the world there's a lot of hunting weapons around. Maybe in states and so you have assault rifle type of things, and of course in some other parts of the world also. That makes it a bit harder because the automatic weapons keep on going until you have disabled the one using them, so or they run out of bullets. But that's for the next week's session. So now, during this coming week, or this week and between this Wednesday and next Wednesday, go into the platform or train by yourself what we've done here, thinking of the eye and hand coordination. If you're training with a partner, from different places, thinking of putting that principle of deflection, disabling, and disarming into use. You can start from here, you can go 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 from sitting down position. It doesn't matter. But the thing is that you need to be able to grab or deflect the gun somehow. So whether it's going to be here, whether it's going to be there, whether it's going to be going up, it doesn't matter. You have to deflect the gun. You have to be able to disable the person. All right? And continue from there. Not to stop in the places like this. We have nothing here. And remember, once you can do these things slow, once you can do these things in a pace like this, you can do them fast. So that should be your focus in the next week. And next week, let's take the longer weapons and go with that. All right, people. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us. And see you next week.